Once upon a time, in a quaint little town nestled deep within the heart of the dense forest, there lived a family named the Harrisons. The Harrisons were known for their love of adventure and the outdoors, often embarking on thrilling trips to explore the wonders of nature. With their hearts brimming with excitement, they set off on what was supposed to be a memorable family vacation, a trip to a remote lake house surrounded by towering trees and sparkling waters. As they arrived at the lake house, their eyes widened in awe at the breathtaking view. The house, a rustic cabin perched on the edge of a serene lake, emanated an air of mystery. It seemed like the perfect escape from the chaos of everyday life. Little did they know, their journey would soon take a terrifying turn. The first few days were idyllic. The family spent their time swimming, fishing, and basking in the sun. But as nightfall descended upon the lake house, an eerie stillness settled in. Strange noises echoed through the woods, causing unease to creep into their hearts. Shadows danced on the walls, and a sense of foreboding enveloped their cozy abode. One evening, while gathered around the crackling fireplace, they heard a knock at the door. Startled, they exchanged puzzled glances. Who could it be at such a late hour? The father, David, cautiously opened the door to find a weathered old man standing on the porch. His eyes were sunken, and his voice quivered as he spoke. "Leave this place," the old man rasped, his voice laced with fear. "There's something evil lurking here, a killer whose hunger knows no bounds. He preys on unsuspecting souls, and he won't stop until he sates his bloodlust." The family listened in disbelief, their hearts pounding with terror. David thanked the old man for his warning, but his rational mind dismissed it as mere superstition. They decided to carry on with their vacation, believing it was nothing more than an old man's tale meant to scare them. Days turned into nights, and the weight of the old man's words hung heavy in their minds. Whispers of unease surrounded their every step, and paranoia began to gnaw at their sanity. Each creak of the floorboards or rustle of the leaves outside sent shivers down their spines. One stormy night, the family gathered in the living room, seeking comfort in each other's presence. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out, plunging them into darkness. Panic seized their hearts, and fear twisted their faces into masks of terror. With trembling hands, David lit a candle, casting an eerie glow upon the room. As the flickering flame illuminated their surroundings, they noticed something peculiar, a faint trail of muddy footprints leading from the front door to the basement. Driven by curiosity and a sliver of dread, they descended into the dimly lit abyss. The stale air hung heavy, and an oppressive silence greeted their every step. With each creak of the wooden stairs, their apprehension grew. In the depths of the basement, they discovered a hidden chamber, a macabre shrine adorned with chilling symbols and photographs of unsuspecting victims. Horror washed over them as they realized the truth. The old man's warning was not a figment of their imagination. A cacophony of sounds erupted behind them, causing them to turn in fear. There, emerging from the shadows, stood a figure clad in black, a twisted, sadistic killer. His eyes gleamed with madness, and a wicked smile played upon his lips. The family's worst nightmare had come to life. A terrifying chase ensued, with the family running desperately through the labyrinthine halls of the lake house. Their hearts pounded in their chests, and every breath felt like daggers in their lungs. They fought to stay alive, their instincts screaming for survival. One by one, the family members fell victim to the killer's sadistic game. The father, David, valiantly sacrificed himself to buy time for his wife and children. Their screams echoed through the house, merging with the maniacal laughter of their tormentor. In the end, only one member of the Harrison family remained, the youngest daughter, Emily. She hid in a dark closet, her heart racing, tears streaming down her face. The sounds of her family's agony faded, replaced by the haunting stillness of death. As the night wore on, the killer's footsteps grew distant, and Emily cautiously emerged from her hiding place. She vowed to survive, to escape the clutches of the lake house and expose the evil that lurked within its walls. With unyielding determination, Emily navigated the treacherous terrain, evading the killer's relentless pursuit. She ran through the forest, her every breath mingling with the desperate cries for help, until at last, she stumbled upon a remote road where a passing car offered her salvation. Emily's nightmare was over, but the horrors she witnessed would forever haunt her. She would carry the weight of her family's tragic fate, forever changed by the lake house's dark secret. Years passed, but the horrors of that fateful family trip never faded from Emily's memory. She couldn't escape the nightmares that plagued her sleep, reliving the chilling moments in the lake house and the screams of her loved ones. Determined to find closure and bring justice to their memories, she dedicated her life to uncovering the truth behind the killer's identity and the dark history of the lake house. Emily delved deep into researching the town's archives, digging through old newspapers, and seeking out anyone who may have knowledge of the lake house's past. As she pieced together the puzzle, a dark tale began to unfold. A tale of tragedy, betrayal, and an unspeakable evil that had haunted the lake house for decades. Legend had it that the lake house had once belonged to a prominent family who harbored a secret so sinister that it consumed their souls. Driven by madness, the patriarch of the family had transformed into a deranged killer, preying on unsuspecting victims and leaving a trail of carnage in his wake. The family's reign of terror had eventually come to an end when the townspeople, united by fear and a determination to protect their community, had hunted them down. The house was left abandoned, its dark past buried beneath layers of time. Emily's investigation led her to a retired detective who had worked on the case. The aging man, haunted by the unsolved mystery, agreed to share his findings. Together, they uncovered a hidden journal belonging to the killer, a chilling account of his twisted desires and his descent into madness. With this newfound knowledge, Emily embarked on a quest to confront the past, to face the malevolent force that had claimed her family. She returned to the lake house, the place that held her nightmares, armed with determination and an unwavering resolve. As she stepped through the creaking door, she felt a rush of cold air wrap around her. The house seemed to whisper its dark secrets, the walls echoing with the torment of the past. Shadows danced in the corners, and Emily pressed on, following the trail of darkness that led her deeper into the labyrinth of the lake house. Her heart pounded with each step, anticipation and fear mingling within her. She knew the killer was still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the next victim. But she would not be a victim. She would be the one to bring an end to the cycle of violence. Finally, Emily reached the hidden chamber, the same room where her family's lives had been cruelly extinguished. The air grew thick with tension as she confronted the evil that had haunted her for so long. The killer emerged from the darkness, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of madness and recognition. He recognized Emily as the survivor, the one who had eluded his clutches. His sadistic smile widened as he advanced toward her, relishing the opportunity to complete his sinister work. But Emily had grown stronger. She fought back with a ferocity fueled by grief and determination. Blow after blow, she unleashed her fury upon the killer, refusing to succumb to the darkness that consumed him. In a final act of desperation, the killer lunged at Emily, their bodies entwined in a battle for survival. With every ounce of strength, she managed to overpower him, sending him crashing to the floor. Her hands closed around a nearby object, a shard of broken glass glinting in the dim light. As the killer lay defeated, Emily stared into his lifeless eyes, her breath ragged and her heart heavy with the weight of vengeance. The nightmare was finally over, and justice had been served. Leaving the lake house behind, Emily emerged into the sunlight, a survivor scarred by her harrowing ordeal. She vowed to honor the memory of her family by dedicating her life to helping others, ensuring that no one else would fall victim to the darkness that had claimed them. The lake house stood as a haunting reminder of the horrors that had unfolded within its walls. Its windows shattered and its walls weathered, it served as a solemn testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And so, Emily's story became one of strength and resilience, a testament to the power of love and the indomitable will to overcome even the darkest of nightmares.